Welcome back to the final round of the Smogon tournament. This one against Brisingr, who, if you'll recall, last round destroyed me. I faced him in the final round of Shwheelz, and it was a rough game for me. And facing him in the finals here was kind of nerve-wracking. So I'm going to start out with Smogon and Hitmontop, as I usually do. He's going to start out with the same pair that he started with the first game against me. I know that Scrafty has a Lumberry because it annihilated me last time. He runs Taunt on his Scrafty, and that is a Mega Metagross that protected the first turn of the last game that we fought. So, I'm kind of expecting him to protect again here. I think I'm going to go for Fake Out on the Scrafty, if I recall correctly. Excuse me. Yeah, I do go for Fake Out on the Scrafty and probably a Trick Room here. So, good setup for me this first turn. Everything went in my favor, and I would expect that Scrafty would probably taunt me next turn. We'll see if I switch out here. I don't remember what I did, honestly. This was... Okay, he does taunt me, but I don't switch out. I did try for Dark Void, just in case I could get that off. And I'm going to close combat the Metagross, doing roughly not even a third, because of that Intimidate from Scrafty. And so he's going to use Zen Headbutt and take out my Hitmontop pretty much the first turn. Second turn. Alright. And so I'm off to kind of a bad start. I do get Trick Room up though, and Metagross isn't behind a sub this time. So I'm going to send in Camerupt, who's going to outspeed both of my opponent's Pokemon. I'm going to switch out Smogon because he's taunted, and he can't really do anything, given that he doesn't have any attack moves. So Cradle's going to come in on that slot. My opponent is forced to switch out Metagross because my Camerupt is going to OHKO that thing right at the beginning of the turn if he doesn't. And so I'm going to Mega Evolve here and probably go for a Heat Wave. I don't know why I would go for anything else. Oh, I do go for Earth Power. Shoot. Okay. So I must have predicted either the Protect or the Switch Out, and I target Scrafty instead, which actually isn't a bad play, given that Hitmontop will be crippled by him in the future if I don't get rid of him, and Smogon is crippled by him via Taunt. And so I'm just going to protect Cradily this next turn. He is going to get the Fake Out on Camerupt, but keeping that Cradily alive is essential for me winning this game. I know that my opponent needs to take out that Cradily if he hopes to hit Camerupt with a water move due to Storm Drain. And so Cradily and Ludicolo are going to trade Giga Drains here, not really doing much to each other either way. And so Ludicolo is going to get pretty much all of that health back that Cradily just hit him with. That is going to knock me into Citrus range though, and I'm going to get a nice HP boost off of that. And so my opponent wears out Trick Room, so Metagross is now the fastest Pokemon on the field, followed by Ludicolo. He knows I need to get rid of Metagross, and so he protects Metagross turn 1. I protect Cradily, fearing the Iron Head, because I know that Metagross is going to one-hit this Cradily. And so I go for Heat Wave, playing it safe, get some damage off on this Ludicolo, and the Metagross protects itself. So the next turn I protect with Camerupt, and I actually need to keep this Cradily in. I know I'm going to lose it, but I need to get this Smogon back in play without actually losing it. So I'm going to protect the Scald, send in Smogon, knowing that he's faster than Ludicolo, and I'm going to have to get this Dark Void off to put him to sleep. So he goes for Iron Head on Smogon. I do have the Focus Sash though, so it's not going to be a problem. And I go for Dark Void, outspeeding Ludicolo. Thankfully there's no rain on the field, so that Ludicolo is not really a speed threat to me. I put both of them to sleep, thankfully. I only really needed the Ludicolo though. I can definitely OHKO this Metagross. And I'm going to go for Heat Wave, and this should be a double KO here. And it is. So critical hit didn't matter on the Ludicolo, obviously. He was down pretty low when I hit him. And gonna OHKO this Metagross with Heat Wave. He did have some damage on him Prior to that, thanks to Hitmontop, but I'm pretty sure this Heatwave OHKO's Mega Metagross, unless he's, heavily invested in special defense or something like that. I'm pretty sure at 252 HP even, that should be an OHKO. My opponent sends in Landorus, and I'm just going to Wide Guard and hit it with a Heatwave. You saw the last time I faced Brisingr that I got a crit hit on his Landorus with Heatwave and killed it, but this one actually isn't a crit hit, and it kills it anyway. So I'm going to defeat Brisingr in game 1, and we're just going to go right on to game 2 here. So the crit doesn't matter. I know now that I can OHKO this Landorus with Heatwave, so that's very good for me to know. And I also know that Landorus doesn't KO Camerupt with Earthquake from the last game. So really good information to have coming into this second game. I'm going to start out with Camerupt and Smogon this time, just because I'm kind of fearing the substitute again. He did want to go for the substitute the very first time we played, and so I want to make sure he doesn't get that up this time. So I'm going to Mega Evolve on turn 1. I'm guessing I probably go for Protect with Camerupt, because I don't want to take that Scald, and Camerupt does go for Protect. Okay, I'm not crazy. I know I know what I do, even though I don't remember. He's going to fake out Smogon though, and thankfully Metagross goes for Substitute instead of attacking Smogon, because he actually could have taken out that Smogon this turn, and he preferred to get the Substitute up first, just in case Camerupt attacked. So this next turn I'm going to switch out Camerupt for Cradily, thinking that he's probably going to use Scald, and I'm just going to set up a Spiky Shield here. I don't want Metagross to take out the Smogon. Obviously he tried to do that just there with the Iron Head, and he's going to take Spiky Shield damage. And maybe hope for a favorable Moody boost. Let's see what I can get. I do get Speed, so pretty clutch for me. I am going to outspeed Metagross on this next turn, but he's still behind that Substitute. Cradily is at +1 if you saw the Scald into the Storm Drain, and Scrafty comes out and gets the Intimidate off, which doesn't do anything to my team. Cradely's going to Protect, thinking that Iron Head's going to come out on that slot. So let's see what his Metagross does. I am going to get to spend his Lumberry on the switch-in, though, so pretty good for me. I'm going to outspeed this Scrafty, and so that shouldn't be a problem. He does try for Iron Head on Cradily, and Cradily protects that. So defensive plays on my part, not too much offense going on here yet. I am going to switch in Camerupt, who is Mega, so if he attacks me on the switch-in, it's not going to do too much damage. My opponent decides to fake out Smogon, which thankfully doesn't kill it. He's still alive, and he does go for Iron Head on the Camerupt slot, which doesn't do a lot of damage because it's not very effective to Fire type. And so I'm going to get this Special Defense, Special Attack, buff, debuff, doesn't really matter. I'm going to Spiky Shield the next turn because I know he still wants to take out that Smogon. And Camerupt actually evades a Zen Headbutt, which is pretty huge for me. A couple hacks in my favor this game, for sure. I'm going to get this Heat Wave off and get some damage on the Scrafty. Scrafty is pretty bulky even without Assault Vest, as you can see. Taking that Heat Wave pretty well. I'm going to get the Evasion boost, which is pretty critical here. I go for Protect, and I think this is the turn I go for Trick Room, actually, because I have 2 Evasion boosts up. And so my opponent's chances of hitting me are actually pretty slim if he single targets me, which he did. And so I took a little gamble there, and at +4 evasiveness, I assumed that Smogon was going to avoid that Drain Punch, and he does, and he gets the Trick Room off. So clutch Moody boosts for me, and a bold play, but the odds were actually in my favor for that Drain Punch to miss. So I'm going to get this Heat Wave off. A lot of damage done, and I get a free Dark Void off. So great turn for me. Great 2 turns for me. Getting that Trick Room up, knocking out his Scrafty, and putting his Ludicolo to sleep. Smogon continuing to get boosts. He's going to lose 1 point of evasiveness. And then this Entei is going to come out. And so he's got Entei, Ludicolo, and Metagross left. I'm going to switch out Smogon now, just because I might need him in the future. I'm thinking Entei might have extreme speed or something. I don't know if he gets that in Gen 6, but I definitely didn't want to take any chances there, losing Smogon to some kind of priority attack. I am going to get the Heat Wave off and get some damage on Ludicolo, though. This Hitmontop is going to be able to take out Ludicolo with close combat pretty easily. But unfortunately for me, his Entei does get the burn hacks with Sacred Fire. And so I'm not sure if I can take out this Ludicolo now. He's going to recover a little bit with leftovers, and I'm going to be forced to, I think, go for another Heat Wave instead of an Earth Power on the Entei. I actually think I might have Earth Powered the Entei if he had not burned me. So that Protect is not going to do him very much good. He is going to defend against that close combat, obviously, but losing Ludicolo because he burned me, I'm not sure if the Hitmontop would have taken it out. Yeah, I don't know. Ludicolo might actually have attacked first, too. I don't know. I don't know what would have happened if he didn't burn me. But I go for Heat Wave anyway, and my opponent's down to 2 Pokemon. So I'm going to switch out into Smogon, and my opponent decides to Protect with Metagross first turn again. I play it safe and go with the Heat Wave, thinking I can definitely knock out this Metagross as long as I hit it, and I can do some damage to Entei as well. Brisingr goes for Stone Edge. Doesn't do very much to me thanks to my ground typing, and I'm going to lose Trick Room. And so yeah, I guess with Trick Room up, my Hitmontop would have outsped Ludicolo, because it's not invested in speed. And so he gets the attack off on camera up. I don't remember if that was a Zen Headbutt. It's probably a Zen Headbutt, right? And he misses again with Sacred Fire, and I get a Trick Room off again. This Trick Room actually pretty critical for me this game. So I'm going to get a free switch into Cradily, I think. Is it Cradily? I think I send out Cradily here. And I'm going to be able to target his Metagross. And so I get this first Earth Power off. He probably wasn't expecting it, actually. And because I'm faster than Metagross now under Trick Room, I'm actually going to be able to put him to sleep. His Entei avoids the attack, but all I needed to hit was that Metagross. And so he can't Iron Head my Cradily. The Sacred Fire is going to come out onto the Smogon slot and finish him off. But I've still got this Cradily. I'm pretty confident in my ability to win this game now. Now that Metagross is asleep, as long as he doesn't wake up and Protect next turn, I should be golden. And he should try for the Protect next turn. I'd be surprised if he goes for anything else, given that Cradyly's faster than him. And I'm going to get this Intimidate off on both Pokemon now that Metagross doesn't have Clear Body. Papa goes for Protect. Not sure why. I'm not going to attack that thing. I definitely need to take out that Metagross first. And I go for Earth Power, and that's going to be an easy KO for Cradily. So Metagross goes down. He's down to just his Entei, and really, really not much he can do at this point. This Cradily is going to decimate this Entei with Hitmontop on the side. So I've got Earth Power and a burn to close combat that's still going to do enough damage. And so this game's really over. That Hitmontop is going to take out Entei, and I take the tournament. So, awesome tournament. I was really excited to have finally won a VGC tournament. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys stick around for more videos in the future. I'll definitely keep you guys up to date with my tournaments and, you know, the good games that I play. I've got some awesome knots that I'm playing on the side now too, so stay tuned for those videos. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.